became a member of the Madrid Symphony Band in 1982, you know, and I was playing perfectly, you know, I didn't have any problem.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I won 2 competitions here in Spain, and I was considered a brilliant musician. I was considered a very brilliant euphonium player, you know. And once I came to Madrid, a man told me that if I wanted to improve my playing, it was convenient for me to have classes with another prominent trombone player. You know, he was supposed to be a good trombone player and a good teacher. So I said, okay, you know, I want to keep improving, obviously. So I said, okay, and I went to see him, you know, and immediately he started telling me, no, Joaquin, no, that I don't like your embouchure. I said, why? No, you have to shape the embouchure, you have to say dim, and then when you say dim, you blow. And I said, okay, you know, if I want to blow, I just blow. And I never thought of any other thing, but he kept insisting, no, say dim. Then when I said dim, my embouchure closed, and I tried to blow, and I didn't feel tonicity in my embouchure, and I didn't know how to blow. You know, but he kept insisting. But immediately he said, Joaquin, I don't like how you are using your tongue. So please, I would like you to tongue like this. For example, no, I want you to see your tongue a little bit upper before your upper teeth. You know, behind the upper teeth. And I said, well, I will try that. Okay. Well, I don't know. I don't really know how to do it. I told him. But he kept insisting, well, I don't like the way you are breathing. And I said, what? No. Have you ever heard of diaphragmatic breathing? And I said, well, I never heard that, because as long as I know, when you breathe air in, it goes to the lungs. I mean, no matter what you do, the air goes to the lungs. But he kept saying that I could improve it if I directed the air to the lower part of the lungs, you know. And I said, well, I'll try that, you know. It took me a week not to be able to play a single note. So I went to him to say, okay, this is not working at all. And he told me, oh, Joaquin, you know, I'm so busy that I cannot be with you anymore. Can you imagine? He destroyed me in just 2 weeks.
Gracious.
Exactly. I have never had any problem, you know. The professor of the conservatory, Don Joaquin Vidal, here in Valencia, he respected very much my natural playing. And he didn't want to interfere in my natural playing. He kept saying, Joaquin, you have to improve this, but always from a musical standpoint. So he never got his nose into my natural playing. He said, okay, I'm going to let you go and you play the better you can. And I had another professor, which was Don Miguel, I remember his name, Don Miguel Lafuente, and he never interfered in my playing. He always, he kept saying, Joaquin, I want you to make this phrase this way, this is more musical, you know. But this man was emphasizing only technical aspects. And when I finished that class, that first class, I felt that my self-esteem was diminishing so quickly, you know, my self-confidence. In fact, I was so confused that I didn't know if I had ever played the euphonium well. You know? I was feeling so uncomfortable, so stressed from that first class that I didn't know what was going on with me, you know, but I kept playing, practicing every day, almost 6 hours, 7 hours, emphasizing those technical aspects, you know, and the more I was practicing that way, the worse I was.
And that was
so much so, yeah.
That was practicing this technique. The
technique. I mean, I had to take into account that I had to shape my embouchure. I never did that. You know, my professor told me, Joaquin, you have to blow. You have to try to pass air through the center of the lips, frowning a little bit, and that's all you have to do. And I did it From the very first time I started playing the instrument, it was so easy. Now, when you are going to attack, you know that you cannot. The tongue cannot overcome the lips. You know, and I said, okay, like that. And I said, okay, and I did it with no problem. You know, but this man was emphasizing the technical aspects of playing, but he didn't know that he was in fact creating a lot of distress, because he wanted everything to happen immediately. You know. And things take time to root. Like he didn't seem to understand that I needed more time to understand him. I didn't know whether he was right or not, but I knew that I needed time to understand really what he wanted to tell me. But when I saw myself losing all my abilities to play in 2 weeks, I thought, this man is not right. It's impossible. You know, it's just impossible. And from then on, I started my pilgrimage. I went to see so many people around the world. Many people. And they all kept telling me what I really knew, what I already knew. They said to me, Joaquin, you're not using the tongue correctly. And I said, yes, I know that. You are not breathing correctly. Yes, I know that. You are not shaping your mouth correctly. Yes, I know that. I want you to say to me something that I don't know. Because I've been trying for 7 years. You know, I've been trying to remind what I used to do. You know, how should I tongue? How should I attack a note? I knew how to do it, because when I was not playing the trombone, I knew it perfectly. You know, I used to do. What's the point? What's the problem? I took my mouthpiece and I could do it exactly the same, but when I had to do it on the instrument, you know, I didn't know what the tongue was doing. I didn't know what it was doing. I used to feel the tongue so big inside my mouth that I didn't know what to do with it. I also suffered from air leaks out of the corner of my mouth, you know, that impeded to front my lips, to shape my mouth, because the orbiculars were trapped right here. I couldn't front the lips. You can imagine what happened to me. I couldn't play at all. So the first solution, the first wrong solution was, okay, if I cannot tongue, I'm going to obviate the tongue. I'm not going to use the tongue. So I'm going to just blow. And I thought it was a genial idea. It wasn't at all. You know, at first, obviously, I developed a wonderful skill to start a note just blowing. It was wonderful. You know, my workmates didn't know anything about this. They would say, "Oh, Joaquin, so soft attacks. They're just wonderful." And I said, "You don't know what's going on inside of me." You know, it was wonderful, but it came a time when I was also extrapolating the same behavioral pattern that had caused that had made me avoid the use of the tongue. So I ended up trying to avoid the use of the air. So in fact, I found myself repressing the airflow. You know, I was comparing how I was using the airflow when I was not playing the instrument. I used to do, but when the instrument, I felt that all my diaphragm remained contracted. I was doing. There was not airflow. So, can you imagine? I was so worried because I thought, okay, if this is the last thing I can do, if this is the last resort I have, what's going to happen if I cannot blow from now on? I'm not going to be able to play the instrument. And obviously it happened. I ended up without being able even to blow decently through the instrument. I was making huge efforts to start the airflow. I was doing. It was impossible for me to do it. I knew how to do it because I could have taught everybody to play perfectly the instrument, but I couldn't explain to myself why I couldn't put into practice what I already knew perfectly.